Greetings, fellow Sith Lords. It is I, Darth Vengeance, the Sith Lord of Wisconsin and destroyer of all nonsensical things. Okay, yeah, I know that was cheesy. I want to kick my own ass. Um, what's up, YouTube? Um, Apologize for the crudeness of this. Um, my first time doing this. Um, just decided to pick up my phone and start talking and recording. Who knows? Maybe, maybe if I get prominent with doing this, maybe I'll brush up on that Darth Vengeance persona. Maybe I'll be the next Doomcock. You never know. Anyway, um, just decided to talk a few minutes about things that have been on my mind for a couple of weeks. About this current war we seem to be having within pop culture, or war on pop culture right now. And maybe, maybe these feelings have always been there. I just never really paid attention to them before, but it it's gotten really bad in the past few weeks, and it really makes me sad for things that should be bringing us together. We're just seems like we're getting ripped apart at the seams here. Where do I start with all of this? Well, I guess the best place to start would be those three dirty little words. If you're watching this, I'm sure you've been on a million different channels. They've all talked about the same subject on a daily basis, but I guess when it really became prominent for me, that's those three dirty little words called The Last Jedi, last December. To say that was a divisive movie is the understatement of the millennium. Whether you liked it or not, it it split the biggest, most vocal fandom in pop culture history. And trust me, this has only gotten nastier as the time has gone on. Alright, I guess maybe I should start this way. Look at me. This is no trick of technology. I'm no sorcerer. There's no magic here. I am not a white male. But yet, those who speak out against this movie, by the supporters of Lucasfilm and The Last Jedi, were white males, were man babies. We're alt-right, white supremacist Trump supporters. Let me tell you something. I'm obviously not a white male. I am left-leaning on many subjects. And I definitely do not support that person in the White House right now. Far from it. I am a huge critic. So right there, the media that that is siding with Lucasfilm itself, already you've created a false narrative right there. I am living proof that your narrative is false, and I can tell you there are many more who are similar to me with similar with varying ethnicities, male and female. And it's just amazing to me that people I want to agree with, because again, like I said, I am left leaning on a lot of subjects. And I don't think that there is anything wrong with diversity, inclusion, and social commentary. But not the way it's being done, not the way it's being pushed, and not the way it's being depicted through pop culture right now. It, you're not going to win. Let me tell you something. You're not going to win people over by smacking them in the face with a dead fish. You really aren't. I mean, just think about it. If you were if you were forced to eat raw liver and then forced to chew it on a daily basis, would anybody, even if you liked liver, would you be amenable to that? Because that's essentially what's being done here. You know, we we're we're not given good stories. It has nothing to do with character or ethnicity or gender. You're just not giving us good characters or stories. And when those things get rejected, then the audience is at fault because no, we don't like what you're selling. It it boggles my mind that that narrative keeps getting pushed. Um, just in the past week or so, past couple of weeks, it almost physically hurts me to say this, but people like Ben Shapiro and John Nolte from Breitbart, they are actually on the right side of this thing. And again, that pains me to say that cuz I don't want to be on their side. It it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that. And for the media who tries to nail pop culture audiences, particularly the ones that didn't like The Last Jedi, as sexists, misogynists, racists, and the like, damn you for making me side with people like that. Because I really don't want to. Because my ideology is more like yours than theirs. But again, not the way you're doing it. You can't. You painting the haters, so to speak, with so broad of a brush. You are pretty much doing the very thing that you rail against. You are marginalizing a group of people. And again, look at me. I am not even close to your depiction of of one of your Last Jedi haters or hater of anything that has women in it. I'm all for I'm all for movies and TV shows with strong women. I with strong female characters. I love it. I mean, Wonder Woman. I mean, I thought it was a bit overrated, but I still thought it was a good movie. Strong female lead there. Um, Kill Bill, The Bride, Uma Thurman, The Bride, strong female lead. Um, Even going to Star Wars, Princess Leia. I mean, seriously, Princess Leia, it may be one of the strongest female leads ever. I mean, she starts out as princess. She was never really, if you really think about it, a damsel in distress. She could always take care of herself. And even in Return of the Jedi, being humiliated in that slave girl costume by Jabba the Hutt. When she gets the opportunity, what does she do? She takes the chain that was binding her to that fat slug, wraps it around him, and takes him out. She wasn't waiting to be rescued. I mean, that is a strong female character. Ellen Ripley, um, in the Alien series. Sarah Connor. You know, I have watched Law and Order SVU for years. More than a decade. Mariska Hargitay has been the co-lead in that series. Was the co-lead in that series for many years, and now she is the lead. She has been for like the last 5 or 6, or probably even more than that. Whenever Christopher Maloney left and she became the main detective, I still watch that show. I still enjoy that show. I love her character of Olivia Benson. So, again, it's not. Granted, okay, there are idiots. There are idiots in every group. And yes, I have spoken to some on this side of it, on this side of things, unfortunately. But the vast majority, it's not that we don't want diversity. We're opposed to diversity. That we're opposed to female characters. We just want good ones. And what you got in The Last Jedi, that wasn't good. That's not strong female representation. That's checking a box. It really is. Because think about it. Let's take one example. How about let's take Admiral Holdo, or as some people put it, Admiral Purple Hair. Okay, let's think back in The Last Jedi to when she and Poe first spoke. Remember that part where Poe, the commander of the Resistance starfighter fleet, goes up to his commanding officer and doesn't demand, simply asks, "What's the plan?" And do you remember her response? Now, the reason I bring this up is because let's reverse that for a minute. Let's say that Holdo was a male and Poe Dameron was female. Poe goes up to male Holdo, says the same thing, and male Holdo condescends and busts the balls of female Poe, basically saying that,